Hello everyone. It's been a really long time. I hope you all are doing well. I'm doing fantastic. We're not really blonde anymore. I decided to get rid of the blondes, go back to being au naturel, and in the process of actually hiding my roots for my sister's reception back in July, I started coloring, and now I've just been enjoying like fun colors. And I have a new fun color that's coming up, which has been it's actually my favorite color, and it's been like a dream to actually have. But anyway, so I know this is like a weird angle. I don't have my phone anymore, so I can't like record on my phone, which is usually I set up on my shelf with the ring light that I made myself hanging with it. I tried doing it like over here, it just didn't look right. So I just said, forget it. I'm just gonna sit on the floor and I'm going to try, like, I don't know. I haven't really been wanting to be on camera, just like a girly self-conscious thing. So I've been meaning to update everybody on how my African violets are doing, and then something happens or things change or I get new soil or I might have mites. So I'm going to get on all of this. I'm going to be honest. I'm always honest. This is kind of a difficult video for me to make because I have to defend myself. I feel that I need to. I don't usually. I've always been the type of person who got a lot of crap growing up. Still do. And I never really defended myself. I was never the type of person who wanted to hurt anyone's feelings. And I think I think I've let on that I've been trying to heal and do different things and become a better person. And with that also involves me being a grown-up and standing up for myself. But I want to do this respectfully. I don't know how to do it. And I know that sounds stupid, but there is somebody else involved in this, and I want to be kind and respectful for the other person, even though never mind. So it's going to be a little bit hard. I might have to edit a lot of things out. I do want to try to keep this person's image, or not really image, but who they are, a secret, because I'm not about to throw anyone under the bus. I do know and get that some people they do know which groups I'm involved in or where, forums. So some of you might be able to figure it out. Don't be mean. Let's all be grown-ups. And hopefully, maybe the world would be a better place. I don't know. But anyway, a lot of things have been going on, but then again, not a lot of things have been going on. The last time I was messing around with African violets, I had a very heavy perlite versus African violet soil. That was not working out, and I did make a video on it. I don't think I really edit. I make videos and then I don't edit. That's actually a problem I have. I procrastinate on it. I don't really know why. I don't know if maybe I'm just being lazy. I'm honest. I'll be honest and I'll tell you. Or I just don't want to sit there and look at myself, or I don't know. I'm a very weird person, and I'll say things and make others laugh, but I don't think sometimes my humor gets across, unless maybe you're in person. Either that or my mom thinks I'm funny and I think I'm funny, and that's about it, and no one else does. But anyway, I think she's just trying to be nice. So that wasn't working. And I honestly don't even know when I repotted all of my African violets into like regular African violet soil. I don't know the ratio because it wasn't very long before someone gifted me soil and fertilizer as a gift. I befriended this person end of last year, beginning of this year. I don't even actually know, and maybe that's really bad to say. I don't really know. Things in my life have been kind of crazy, so my memory of some things are slightly fuzzy. Every time I make a video, my sinuses get really messy. It's not a attractive, is it? So yes, that happened, and I actually really thought that the soil was doing really, really great, and I really wanted to update everybody and show like how things were going, and I thought things were going great. Then July happened, and most people don't really know is that in July, for me, is a very busy month. I crochet a lot of entries that I enter into the fair. I entered a lot of entries this year, and I also entered a lot of plants. I did make a video on my plants that I entered and won and everything. I haven't edited it, so I don't know when all of that's coming, the order, because I'm still, as much as I want to get this video out and defend myself, I've struggled for over a week every single day of whether I should make this video, what to say, what not to say. So this may or may not come out. I mean, and I might turn off the comments. I might upload this onto YouTube and I might take it down. I don't really know. So, and hopefully there are no tears in this, because I'm a girl. I have emotions. So during July, when I was knee deep literally in crocheting fair entries, this person sent over African violet leaves from their collection. And I'm going to refer to this person as this person or them or they. I'm not going to say who they are, if it's a boy or a girl. So I know that's no fun, but I'm trying to be really respectful and nice about this. So I was given those. At the time, I did put them in, actually this is one of them, in like cups. There's like 2 different brands, and if you stick them together, they make like, they like close together, and that's how I had them. At the time, I really didn't have time to be messing with anything. I didn't really let this person know, and it wasn't, they don't really know, no one really kind of understands the whole like fair thing for me. Like, I'm literally, especially like 2 weeks before the entries have to be due, I'm crocheting from the time I get up till the time I go to bed. And there have been some years where I've stayed up literally 24 hours. I think 2 years ago, I stayed up for like 3 days straight. Don't ever do it. I don't recommend. Your brain does some weird stuff after like the second day. I'm telling you. But like the sleep thereafter is like the best. And I do kind of have like a little cheat sheet of like dates of things posted or things happening, just that I can try to stay on track. I know someone said that I needed to script what I say. I'm sorry, but I'm authentic. You're gonna get me authentically, and I don't script anything, so this is the most we're going to script. So the leaves were sent in mid-July, maybe towards the end of it. Well, mid. Things were good up until then. Recently I've been noticing some weird things of how they looked, and I was like, well, this doesn't really look right. So September the 27th, I started kind of Googling different like African violet issues, and lo and behold, broad mites come up, and I'm thinking, oh crap, this is not good. Like, broad mites are like something that we in like the African violet community, I know for sure, are like, it's like the worst you could possibly have. That's when you start throwing away things. Of course, if anybody knows me, I do not throw away a plant. I try to revive plants, and I'm actually there's a video of a plant that I just recently revived, but anyway. So, I'll say that for later. So I kind of was looking, and I happened to look at one of my Facebook groups that I'm in for African violets, and this person who sent me the leaves also posted a picture of their African violet, which looks exactly like mine. Not the same African violet, but what's wrong with it is the same. And they posted theirs in June. I'm just going to say in June. I do have the exact date. I'm just going to say in June. I don't know if I'm going to include the picture just for the sake of privacy. I don't know. But anyway, so I questioned this person. They were very defensive about this, and I probably said it in a way that I could have said it a little bit better, a little differently. But at the time, a lot of things were starting to make sense, like previous conversations, and there's one particular conversation that really stuck out with me, and it was before the leaves were sent. I was asked if I isolate my plants, which I don't, now I do, if I have a separate place where I put them, and at the time, like, I was just too far into crocheting. My mindset was just not worrying about anything else. It's not this person's fault, it was my own. And I said, yeah, okay. Which technically, they were kind of isolated. So, they were sent. I put them in those cups. Actually, I'm backtracking. So I messaged this person with pics. They immediately got defensive, which I guess you can understand. This person felt that if they had mites, that they wouldn't have had their plants by now, which we'll get to that. So I just kind of left the conversation. Like, this person suggested that maybe like it was pH, and I'm like, I'm going to say that I think sometimes, and I understand because I do it too, we want to dive so deep into what's wrong with our plants that we just go so far and too deep that we make this difficult. And it's almost like we need to pull back and think of what our grandmothers and great-grandmothers did. And because I mean, my grandmother, my mom, it's fall. My mom was an avid African violet grower. She used to keep them on her porch, and it gets really hot and humid here. And you know, like, for us now, that probably would have never happened. We probably would have just said, no, that's too hot for them or too humid. But like, I don't ever recall anyone ever saying that she had any of these issues. Like, sometimes we just need to like reel it back and just not be so technical. Like, because if we constantly make things so difficult and so technical and so deep, no one's going to want to be in this hobby. It's too much work. You just want to plant your plants and enjoy them. You don't want to be like, what is the pH today? You know, it just... And I mean, I get it. We have our water, we have hard water, and I do live on a farm, so I get this issue a lot with fish. In the fish community, there's so many communities, but like, I've had fish my entire life in this house, in the water from the tap. Like, they're fine, it's not the pH. But anyway, so I left that conversation as is. I was like, okay. So that night I dipped 2 rows of plants, which is actually this row and the bottom row, which I will get into why later, in Advid. And I dipped them, which I don't recommend. It is a pain. I did, when I take them, I don't have any, can I take this one? What I did was take Reynolds wrap and kind of tuck it in here and just quickly, like, one hand in, held the top, just dip and go. I got it everywhere. The reason why I did that was because a lot of these, like Avid and Forbid, was very, you can't spray it around aquariums, around pets, around you. It's toxic for you. And I have 2 aquariums in this room. I have 2 dogs that live in this house. Me, who sometimes has bronchitis or whatever. So, and I didn't want, that's very easily triggered. Put that back over here so I'm not getting dirt everywhere, because I could probably hit that and get dirt everywhere. So I did that on those 2 rows because, well, I'm gonna say it, because those are the only 2 rows that showed signs. So, and I lost the leaf. So this was the end of September. I know I'm like making this way too long. I'm so sorry. Y'all know me. If you watch any of my videos, you know I make things way too long. So this takes us to the 1st of October, which is now The 14th. That's how long I've been dragging this out and thinking about this. I just want you to know I've thought very long and hard on whether to make this video. So 1st of October, there were some posts made from this person, which involved pictures of their African violets, which look very similar to the issues I'm having. I'm trying to keep my intuitive opinion of why I think this person made a few of these posts. I might say them, I might delete them, I don't know. But the first one, I know that they got really irritated because some people said that it was mites. And I know this person got very irritated that someone can just easily look at a picture and claim it's mites. I don't know if there was 3 posts that week made or just 2, but I know eventually by the end of the work week of the first week of October, they finally realized that they had mites. I do know that this person was thinking it was pH. It's not pH. Anyway, so this is really difficult because I am not this person. I am way too nice for this. I don't like this, but I need to do it for me. But anyway, so that was probably like Thursday or Friday, and I'm thinking, okay, so are you gonna contact me? Are you going to like let me know? I can't remember when I think it might have been Friday. I think I gave it some time on Friday. Before I messaged this person and was like, so you gonna message me? Like, I don't know because I'm not getting on Facebook for this, but, cause I've been kind of staying off Facebook. So I don't know if I exactly accused this person. I may have hinted around it. I don't know if I verbally said, yes, this came from you. So that could be easily my fault. I mean, I'm not going to not take blame. I do have a part in all of this. This person was very apologetic. They kept repeating, which I'm kind of confused as to why this person has always kept saying this. During like any kind of like disagreement we've had, it was always, I sent you these things out of the kindness of my heart. I didn't expect anything in return. So in my head, I'm kind of, because I overanalyze everything, I'm going, were you expecting something in return? Like this person knew my money situation. I didn't force this. This person chose it. And actually, in the beginning, when they really wanted to send me something, because I think it was the soil that was sent first, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I would feel too guilty. They talked me into it, and I finally gave in. I was a little upset at how this person had handled the situation. At that point, I was too like annoyed and ticked off because I was in this situation and I didn't want to be in this situation. And I mean, yes, I was a little ticked off at this person. I knew it wasn't their fault in a way. My frustration and ticked offness wasn't totally directed towards them, is what I'm trying to say. I think I need to take a drink because this is a lot. I'm already like 20 minutes in and I'm just buggered and tired and I'm sweating and ugh. And shaking. I told you, this makes me nervous. But anyway. So the whole weekend I spent, from the time I got up to the time I went to bed, spraying every single plant. Now, what you guys don't know is that these are not all of my plants. I have another shelf. Actually, there's like 2 shelves above this, and there's actually a shelf below this full of plants. And I don't just have mine cute, spaced out. Mine are as much as I can get in them because that's how many plants I have. I have another shelf over there. I have plants like this one and that one hanging, which I have them over there. And they spilled out in the other room. And I think that's the only room I have them spilled out in. And a room over here, but anyway. And outside. So I'm going to say that was an absolute nightmare. going up and down the steps. I do want to say that I got the best but worst workout ever that day. I did get my 10,000 steps, but I was exhausted. I was a little, there's a lot of things about this situation that bothers me. Not only did this person not really come and tell me this, I used Forbid for all this. I did spray. What bothers me is that I do live on a farm. I do have 2 dogs, multiple aquariums, so you can't really spray in the house. I was not geared for this. Like, you have to be completely covered in face mask. I didn't have any of that, so that was putting me at a slight risk. And I know that's not this person's fault, but it's not this person's fault. So, plus I have 2 dogs. My dog, pretty much, we have him on a leash that we walk him and he walks around the house. The other dog is leashed up, attached to this backyard. There's like, my house is like in the shape of an L, so it kind of like sits in the middle, and it, you know, it has that whole square. So there really wasn't much of a place where I could do this safely, so that, because Gunner, my dog, is like a complete goober and will eat grass. Just eat grass. He's special, like me. So, I mean, it was very hard to find a spot that I could do this and be safe and not have kill myself or anything else. So that was a worry. I actually missed quite a few plants, so I think it would have taken me an extra day had I gotten every single plant. And I can't begin to tell you, like, it took me a few days after just getting all the plants back in their spot, and they're still not where they came up. I have some still on the floor here in front of me. Washing all of the little reservoirs because they needed it, and just in case. And I think that's where things start to get that's where things within me about the situation changed big time. I hate to bring this up because I know some people just, you know, when you're struggling with different things, you might post things just because you want, I'm not saying you want attention, we all need attention in some way, shape, or form, but some people just seek it more. So what really bothers me is this person made a few posts after all of this, after all the spraying. You know, this person, one of them was that they didn't get to go do an extracurricular activity, but they were done spraying, which I get it. Shoo, great for you, but I'm sitting here, you haven't really, well, we already discussed that, but it was like, you know, I'm still like knee deep in this, and I'm still spraying, and you're complaining that you didn't get to do an extracurricular activity. I'm not going to say what activity that was. I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't really care what they did or what the activity is, because some people do have opinions about it, but I was just like, really? Anyway, I think my issue is that I would have cared more if this was on the other foot. I would have cared more about the other person than my own needs. And I know that that's me, and that's me as a person, and that's my own issue, and that's just truly how I am as a person. But it bothers me when you would think other people would care more about your situation, and they don't. So there were a few other posts made. One of them that I think made this entire situation turn for me, and where I feel the most hurt from, and this is probably why this if it wasn't for this comment, I probably would have never done any of this. This person posted, which I'm going to say it, there was no reason for this post. I think there was a hidden meaning behind this post, that they had to repot a certain plant, and I don't know if this is just not knowledge that anyone has. I don't know. I'm just so trying to be nice about this, because I don't want to come off as that person. I really don't. But it's very hard because I'm a very intuitive person. Most people don't know that. My intuition is extremely high. I can sometimes get psychic images in my head of future things and they happen. That's kind of another thing, which I haven't really talked about here. So it makes it very hard to say things when I know the reasons for other things, because I'm trying to be nice, and it's very hard because I just want to be honest, and I hate not being honest and authentic, but I'm just beating around the bush, aren't I? I'm so sorry. So this person repotted some plant. I don't even know what plant it was. And they really wanted to, they knew that others would want the leaves, but they threw them away because they thought that they were too juvenile, which I thought anyone knew that you can plant any sort of leaf. It doesn't really matter. I know there's a preference, but I guess because it's me and I just do things by my own book. I mean, if someone says that you can't plant something because it's too young, I'll be right in line to be the first one to prove you wrong. So there were a few other comments, and one comment was that they would have really liked those. I don't know word for word. I know that one, it might have been the same comment the person made, that you can plant the juvenile leaves and they would have really liked it. The person who sent me these leaves commented back and said, well, the last time I sent leaves to somebody, they blamed me for their mites. Okay, so I'm still really upset and bothered by this. I'm going to be straightforward and honest. Going through the 3-year hell, I say, this situation, I got rid of a lot of people. A lot of people left my life. I'm in a good place now. Don't get me wrong. Don't be fooled by all of this. I'm actually kind of surprised by this because, well, I'm not really surprised, but I've not really cried over this, so I'm just surprised that this emotion is coming out. Because I really thought very long and hard and processed this a lot, and I'm still kind of not really sure why. So the comment bugs me. Like, it is so wrong on so many levels. I don't even know what I was saying before this. Okay. Oh dear. The comment just was wrong on so many levels. I did screenshot this comment, and I sent it to this person and was like, was that in reference to me? At this point, I was livid, like heart pounding livid, because I could not believe someone who was like, I sent you these things out of the kindness of my own heart, would post a comment like that. I'm not really active on the group right now. I haven't been after a certain issue, a certain post that I made that did deal with African violets, and was told that it wasn't African violet related, and I had to take it down. Not really part of the clique, so I wasn't playing by that group's games. That's why if you commented, I appreciate your comment, because I know some of you said that you actually follow me here or subscribed. I don't use that YouTube lingo. I wanted to say that I appreciate you and what you said. I don't even know what I talked about. I know it was African violet related, and it was accused that it wasn't, but I had to remove the post. Anyway, politics. So I'm just getting way off track on all of this. My feet are falling asleep on the floor. And girls like me aren't meant to be cross-legged on the floor. And so I at that point, I said a lot of things that I kind of felt as nice as I possibly could. I did kind of show my anger and frustration quite a bit. I did hold back. I will say that. This person may not think that I held it back, but I could have really gone off. I really could have gone off, and I still could really go off. Actually, I can't because this person did eventually block me after all that I said. I really kind of told him how I felt, you know, that I didn't really appreciate how you were posting these things, of how you were so concerned about yourself, but yet you had absolutely zero for me and this gift that you sent out of the kindness of your heart. And you were so bothered and bummed that you didn't get to go do this for this weekend while I was knee deep in spraying all of this. And not really sure if, you know, spraying these things were going to kill some of like my really like delicate ferns that I have that I'm still able to keep alive. So this person has blocked me. It is what it is. I honestly don't care. I'm good within myself to know that if you cross a certain boundary with me, done, we're good, see you, bye-bye. I'll hold the door open while you leave. I have no problems or no issues with it. I've gotten really good at letting people go. I'm just gonna just say it like that. I've gotten really good at letting people go. I can't say for certain that I have mites. Now, if you Google mite damage, it's what I had on just this row and that row. Those are the only two shelves I had them on, or that issue on. And honestly, this summer, I've not really gotten any new plants, and any new plants have been put into those rooms. And the only thing new in this shelf or that shelf was those leaves. So I'm just gonna say, coincidence? Like, I mean, this person posted, what was it, in June, of the same issue that you now have. Well, you had back in the beginning of October. And actually, if it wasn't for me questioning this person about my plants and kind of insinuating, implying that it might have been their leaves that they sent, they probably still would have been sitting there thinking it was pH. So you might want to rethink your attitude towards me, because I kind of saved your plants. No offense. I'm not trying to be like ego about this. I don't agree with the fact that this person completely took no blame in any of this. I mean, I honestly, if it wasn't, because before when I pressed the camera, and I've actually discussed this with like somebody, and just to kind of make sure that I knew was solid in my argument and my defense, you know, I was looking through like pictures, because I screenshotted these pictures, and the one picture from back in June of when they posted, it was in June. That was a month before you sent me leaves. That was a month before you sent leaves, like, that you thought, and they actually, in their post, they were afraid that it might have been mites. And then that's how all of this pH situation, I mean, this is such a mess. There's a few things that, you know, I kind of think this person knew. Do I think they purposely sent me leaves? I don't really know, but I do really think that this person knew something was wrong with some, if not all of their plants. Do I think it's malicious? Maybe not. The conversation we had before the leaves were sent of whether I had an isolation set up, this person did not have isolation up until now. So the fact that you're asking me if I do raises red flags that I wish, those flags were raised when this was happening, and it's still kind of stuck with me, but it kind of makes sense now. And also, I don't know if this is just a coincidence, but there was a store-bought pesticide that they included along with it. I'm just going to chalk it up as coincidence, and this was just part of like their gift. But this person also did send me or purchase forbidden avid for me in like a sample size bottle, like after that, or was it before? Actually, it was before that, and I think then the leaves came. So, I mean, yes, this person did purchase quite a few things for me, and it is very hard to be this hurt and upset because I feel guilty for being hurt and upset for all of the kind things that they've done. But being kind and giving someone a gift does not excuse you or anyone else from the things that happen after, the negative things, you know, the bug situation. Like, because you sent me this gift doesn't mean it was okay that you sent me bugs as well. I mean, I'm trying really hard. This is very hard for me because I'm somebody who, if the shoe were on the other foot, I would have been so devastated that I sent this person, you know, something to possibly contaminate their plants. And, you know, plants for me are these are my things. This is what I was doing to cope with during my 3-year hell. I don't know if I can say that. In like the last year or so, that was the one thing I could find that would cope with all of that. And a lot of these, it's not just me that I purchased these, you know, it was my mother as well. So, you know, while I don't think you did this on purpose, you know, your lack of concern and responsibility in it hurts because you're jeopardizing, I mean, my collection, which has quite a lot of money into it. And I don't take that lightly. It's one thing when you mess with my money, which is very hard for me to come by, but when you mess with my mom's money, and a lot of these, like, I could tell you just when I bought them, or what was going on when I bought them, or why I bought them, like, or the name has a special meaning to it. Of course, I'm just very weird and goofy like that. Had this person, and I did tell this person, I did say, you know, you didn't take blame for any of this. You know, just so irritating. I'm so irritated that this person just deflected all blame off themselves and was like, I did a nice thing. You can't blame me for this. The thing I'm struggling with is that you knew something was wrong a month before you sent them. You still sent the leaves anyway. And now that I have this issue, I mean, like I said, I haven't gotten anything. It's only these 2 shelves. It was the only 2 shelves I even had those leaves put on or touched. I did get a microscope, which at the time I couldn't afford it. So my mother was like, I'll do it because you need to figure out if you have this or not. I have looked at the microscope. I do kind of want to take a video of it and play around with it because it is very interesting and it is a good thing to have. I think I spent like $30 was the cost of it. You can easily, it's kind of difficult to use, but when you figure it out, you could easily spend like 2 hours just looking at your plants or the fabric on your clothes or your like split ends, because I was looking at so many weird random things. I have split ends thanks to bleach blonde hair, which is not bleach blonde anymore ish. So I know this is kind of like all over the place. Y'all should be pretty used to that. Like I said, I really wanted to do this respectfully, and I may not have done this respectfully. I try to leave as much information about this person out as possible, and I'm trying not to say too much intuitively about certain things. Like, I know, so far, it doesn't really appear to have, like, critters crawling around on any leaves, which is really gross. Really, really gross. I'm a girl. I'm a girly girl. So, no, I do not like bugs. Other than that, I'm good. I do have a fair video. I'm looking over there and pointing over there because I shot it over there. That I made once I came home, and I haven't edited. I'm such a slacker on editing. I do have a few other ideas. I hope this wasn't too terrible. I'm so sorry that this was just like boring. I really hope that I didn't upset anybody doing this. And that's another problem. That's probably why I don't defend myself, because I don't want anyone to not like me. But I'm very upset and hurt this person felt the need to make that kind of comment, knowing, I think they fully knew that if I got mites, it came from them. And now I will say I didn't defend myself to this person and say I've not gotten any other plant recently that's been anywhere near those plants, and it's only on 2 shelves, and those are the only 2 shelves where those leaves came from. I didn't say that. I'm saying it now. I think I was just so livid and shocked because I couldn't believe that this person. This person and I have talked quite a few times, and I always kind of associated this person that's a lot like me, that we're very giving, true gold-hearted people who give more than we get. And it's honestly made me question my judgment of character. For someone who's intuitive, judgment of character, that's really hard to swallow. Because I know I have a heart of gold, but I would have never, ever in a million years made a comment like that on a public social media platform about something like that. Knowing full and well just how many plants we have, because we all share the same obsession, how much money is involved, and I just don't think I could do that knowing that I just risked someone else's collection. I know not everybody is attached to their plants like I am, or use it as like a coping mechanism, if I can pronounce words, like I do. Or maybe have as many as I do, because I really have a lot. Because I think the last count was like a year ago, and that was 250. And I know I've removed some. I was gonna say deleted. I know I've removed some, but I've also bought a lot. Of course, a lot of it's outside too. I do apologize. This is all over the place. I hope anyone who watches this kind of learns from this. Isolate your plants. Spray your plants. While you can send things as nice gifts, just be aware that if you have an issue going on, maybe it's not the best time to send plants. That was another point I wanted to make. Like, the last post that this person made, like, maybe I attached a certain stigma on like broad mites as being like the end all of be all of things you can possibly get other than certain diseases. But like last weekend you were just saying how you have mites confirmed and you were spraying. Why go on a social platform and even threaten or suggest to send leaves to anybody? Do not take leaves from anybody who has posted recently that they have mites. Don't. Like, you don't want that invited into your household. You don't want that worry. You don't want the stress. You don't want to spend money on professional pesticides or microscopes, because that's, as far as I'm concerned or aware, that's the only way you can see these mites is by a microscope or like a jeweler's, like the magnifying glass from like Jewelers. I want to say Jewelers Loop, but I know that's a brand. I don't know if it's what it's called. Just be kind of aware. Just isolate. Don't, like, if you accidentally send something to somebody, just own up to it. Apologize. Say you're sorry. Be responsible adult about it. Don't post negative crap on Facebook. Like, don't do it. Don't play the victim. Because it's wrong. And I'm not trying to play victim here. I take responsibility in my part too, because I don't isolate my plants. I accepted it as a gift, and I threw them all up with all of my plants. So I'm just as much as fault here as well. I don't want sympathy because I'm really just fine. I'm gonna keep trekking on like I have. The comment, yes, bothers me. It still bothers me, and I showed it earlier, and it might take me a little while to let that go because I did let this person into my space, and my space is very small. I don't let a lot of people in. I don't talk to a lot of people, and that's actually made people not want to talk to me when I do kind of reach out because they're like, well, you don't really talk to me, so I don't want to be anywhere near you, and that's fine. I'm very protective over the space because I've worked so hard to get to this spot that I don't want people like this situation to mess that up. I'm already very distrusting of people, and this did not help. Just gonna say, it did not help. It's the comment. Had it not been for the comment, none of this would have been on YouTube. None of this. None of it. I would have let it go. And I'm going to. This did put a hinder on a lot of things because I really wanted to update on how things were going, how things were growing with the new soil, because it's from a really great guy and I really wanted to tell you about it, but it's very hard to do that if now I have mites, or had mites, or may have mites. I don't really know. And maybe it's not important because maybe I shouldn't add all of the things that I know happened or was said, or anyway, I think I'm gonna end this here. Hopefully I can chop 10 minutes off of this. I don't think I can. Hopefully I didn't upset anybody about this. I don't want any hate from this. I might post this and just have comments turned off because, like I said, I'm not really trying to play victim here. I don't really want that attention. I don't need it. I know my part in this, and I probably could have handled things maybe slightly different, but honestly, with how everything ended up, I'm not ashamed or upset or bothered by how I reacted because I know I could have been worse. There are some things no one's really seen that side of me. No one, and I can go there if pushed, and there's very few things that if you push it, I will go there, and this was definitely trucking on those boundaries because money and my plans is not something you mess with, Heather, because money is very hard to come by. I did, and I don't know if this person believed me because I did mention it. I really was going to give back to this person. I had a great idea. It's over there. That's why I keep looking over there, because the card that I purchased for this person as a thank you is over there. When I had money, because I have my own business, and because Etsy is just turned into a crap website. Sorry, Etsy. A lot of times lately in the last few years, I don't really get much sales until the end of the year, which now I'm getting sales, which really sucks because I had major plans of things that I was going to purchase for this person as a thank you for all that they've done for me, which I hate to think of it as someone was looking out for me because I just saved myself a lot of money that I think I'm going to turn around and just spend it on myself. And I know that's kind of a crappy way of looking at things, and it kind of sounds really ignorant, but I don't really get to buy myself too many things. And the fact that I was going to set money aside and purchase for this person before I even thought about purchasing anything for myself, or the things that I've needed all year long that I haven't been able to afford for this person. And I didn't get that chance, but someone somewhere in the universe was looking out for me, because if it wasn't for that comment, if it wasn't for how all of this happened, they would have received a nice gift. And I'd really been thinking long and hard since like July of how I was going to gift them things and what and who I had to go through. Their loss is my gain. I don't want to drag this out anymore. I know this is way too long. I am so sorry. And now I'm getting tired and I still kind of want to make another video. So if you see this outfit or this backdrop in another video, that's why. Just saying. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully, I'll be back around. Hopefully, I won't try to cry. But I've cried a lot on my videos. Holy crap. Anyway, I'm gonna go make another video so I can not edit any of them. I'm so sorry for all like the weird distractions. Like I said, this video was kind of hard for me to make. It still is. I don't think I've said everything I really wanted to say, and I honestly can't say everything I want to say because there's a lot of things about all of this that I could say, but it's more intuitive, and that would really hurt the other person, and I'm not trying to hurt the other person. As much as I'm kind of hurt, I don't want to hurt somebody else. I hope as a viewer you took away something other than how annoyed you are that you spent the last hour listening to any of this. Just be aware. Just be aware. Just be careful. Be aware and be careful and be proactive in protecting your hoard, because if I hadn't said anything or questioned and I just thought it was just amazing growth that my plants were doing, I would have lost all of it too. I would have been out a lot of money and my mom's money, and I'm not really okay with that. I don't know if I would be okay with that considering what a lot of this meant for me. And I know it's not something I've really discussed of the 3-year situation, the 3 years of hell. I'm ending this. We're done. Tomorrow is a new day, actually. It is already a new day. It is Tuesday, October the 15th. I hope you're having a great day, great week, great month, great year. If not, hope things get better. It's almost the end of the year. Can you believe it? Anyways, thanks for listening. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.